Hey guys, Drew from KB Swim Equip here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to set up your brand new 1500mm end of pool platform with the extra heights, because we have a few extra parts. So to start with, you're going to grab your equipment. So we're going to need some of our acetone with a rag to clean off any of the factory dust that's still left on there, so we get a nice strong bond. I think you're also going to need our type N PVC cement to glue all the pipes together, as well as some gloves to keep you nice and safe. So once you have all of that equipment sorted and readily available, our first step is going to be to organize the parts so that we get them in order, so we glue the correct pieces so we get the right height. So to start off with, we're going to grab our pipes that say A1. So these ones will have A1 written on the bottom, and they'll be the same length. So these are going to be the top part of each opposite corner. So we're going to keep these together, put them over this side. So to go with A1, you're also going to need A2. So you're going to look for the pipes that also say A2 on them. And then these are going to be the bottom section of that pipe. So then, with that grouping of 4 pipes, you're also going to need your cross member. So this is what's going to sit in between, with A2 going in the bottom and A1 sitting in the top on this side, and the same on the other side. Now, once we've got all of our A groupings together, it's now time to find our B groupings. So these should be the other smaller pipes. So we have B1 and B1 here. So I'll place these over this side to keep them separate so we don't get them mixed up, as well as B2 and B2 for the same thing. And then we can move our cross member, which the cross members are universal for side to side because it'll be the same distance. So you can then place that over this side too. And finally, we need our C members. So these should be the longest ones because these are going to go in the middle where they don't have a cross member. So then we have 2 of them here. Now, once you have all your pieces separated into their 3 different groups, our next step is going to be to clean off all the factory dust off all the interconnecting parts. So that's where you're going to grab your acetone and your rag. We're then going to dab a bit of acetone onto our rag. And then we're going to be wiping. So we'll start with the A1s. We're going to wipe the bottom of the A1s to get nice clean. This will remove the number off the bottom. So that's why I want to ensure that we have all 3 parts very separated so we don't get them mixed up when it comes time to gluing together. So we clean the bottom part of the A1s. On the A2s, you're going to clean both sections, the top and the bottom on the outside. Come to the cross member, and then we're going to clean the inside of the dark blue section with our rag. Give it a nice wipe on both sides. Now, my next step and suggestion would be to glue these parts together at once so then we don't get them mixed up. So from here, we're then going to grab our PVC cement and we're going to wipe a thin layer on the inside of our dark blue. And then we can start on either one of these because we're then going to wipe a thin layer on the outside of one of our legs. And then we're going to push them in, twist them together so they get a nice strong bond, and then that's done. So you want to make sure you hold that for a couple of seconds to keep the taper from pushing the pipe out. So then once we've glued the bottom part in, you can then do the same with the top part to ensure that we don't have 2 of the same sections on top of each other. You want to repeat the same process on the other side to ensure we get the same height. It's very important that we make sure that the 2 shelving fixtures are both set up on the same side, as well as the 2 longer A2 sections are both set up on the same side. We don't want to have these 2 mixed up because then that's going to be very different to what we have set up on the other side. So make sure they're set up exactly just like this. Now from here, we're then going to repeat that same process with our B sections. Now, once you've completed and glued together side A, we're then going to clean and glue together side B. So we're going to grab all of our parts again with our acetone. And we're going to wipe all of the same parts that are going to stick together. So we're going to wipe the inside of the dark blue on the cross member and the outside of the light blue on all 4 pieces of pipe here. Now, the same process as before. We want to ensure that we put one B1 on one side and then our B2 on the other side, and ensure that we have the same parts on the same side for both ends of our cross member. So I'm going to start with the top part of my shelving fixture. So I'm going to glue the inside of our dark blue cross member and the outside of our light blue shelving fixture. Push them together, twist and hold to ensure it's nice and bonded in there. I'm then going to repeat the process on the other side with our B2. Same as the other one. Once I've done one side, ensure we know which way our next sections are going to go to match this. So I'm then going to put this side down and I'm going to start with the shelving fixture again on the same side here. Twist it around so then we can swap to our B2 on the bottom so that we ensure that it still matches the same as what we've already done. And there you have it. Our 2 cross members are now done, fully glued and fully connected together. So you'll see that the total height will be the same, but where the cross members sit will be slightly different so that they don't hit each other. Now, as the height on these platforms changes for their use, the base here also gets heavier as we've added weight to ensure that they stay down and as sturdy as possible on the floor. So now once we've got our wheels in and our cross members together, we're then going to come and clean the rest of the parts that we're going to glue together. So we're going to clean the inside of all of our dark blue base holes, as well as the outside of our 2 C pipes. So now from here, we're going to unscrew all of our mushroom caps, as all of these are universal for which ones they can screw into. So we're going to make it easier for ourselves, unscrew all of these before we get started. Now, if your mushroom caps do have a bit of factory dust on them like these ones do, you can then go and grab your acetoned rag and give them a nice wipe all the way around, just a nice gentle wipe. No need to add any extra acetone on this part. Now, once you've got all your mushroom caps out, we recommend that you spread a thin layer of silicone around the side of the top side of the mushroom cap that's going to be joining to the platform. So this is where my screw is. I'm going to be placing a thin layer of silicone all the way around the rim here to ensure that it protects our platform as well and doesn't eat into the fiberglass as we twist it in and as it begins to move. So you're just going to spread a thin layer of silicone all the way around. And then give it a little wipe to make sure it's nice and evenly spread. We don't want clumps that are then going to come out of our platform easier. And then once you've done that, we can then set it aside so we can let it harden a little bit before we get to the point of putting it on our platforms. Now it's time that we glue all of our uprights together into our holes. So the first step here, we're going to do a nice simple one first. Our 2 longer C pipes, they're going to be the ones joining in the middle. So these ones aren't going to have any crossover with our other pipes, aren't going to touch anything, and they're going to be standalone. So what we're going to do, so before we're going to wipe a thin layer around the inside of our dark blue, thin layer around the outside of our light blue upright, push it in together and give it a twist. And then repeat that process with the other side as well. Now, once we've stuck that together, here comes a bit more of the complicated part. Because these 2 aren't the same height, because otherwise the cross members here will be touching, we need to ensure that we find out which one has the cross member lower than the upper part. So right now I can see these might be different on all of these. My B connection for me is going to be my lower because it's going to come in underneath the A. So if we did it the other way around, so I'm going to show you for demonstration purposes only, I'm not going to glue this one in. We're going to put the one pipe in the back right and the other pipe in the top left so that it makes a cross through the platform. And then from here, you're going to see that as I come in and try and put this one over the top, it touches here before any part gets close to connecting, because the bottom length of pipe dictate which one goes first. So I know for me that my B section of pipe is going to be the one I need to glue in first to ensure that this doesn't happen, because then we're stuck with a platform that we can't use. So ensure that you have a dry test of these two first, so you know which one is going to go above and below. So I'm going to put this one to the side because this is the one that I'm going to glue first. And I'm going to remove this one for now and place it on the floor out of my way so I don't accidentally glue this one in first. We're going to follow the same process, but we're going to use a little bit more glue than we've used on all the other parts, because we're going to have to glue 4 sections in a nice quick time before the glue sets. So I'm going to bring my pipe upside down here. I'm going to glue the back right first with a nice substantial amount of glue there, and then come around to the top left so that we get that cross, and then the outside of our uprights on the light blue part. And then nice and quickly, it's going to be very easy with 2 people. I'm going to come, place them into the holes and come on top and push down each side so we get a nice strong connection and bond. So it's very easy with 2 people if you can have one person doing each side, so then the glue doesn't set before you get to pushing and actually bonding it together. Now once we've done this one, we're then going to come and grab our other one, so for me my A pipes, because then that one's going to sit crossways on top. I'll come and show you what this looks like from my view as well. And then from there, we're then going to place our base once this is all nice and dry, which only takes a little bit of time, not too long, just a couple of minutes. We're then going to come and place our base on the floor so we can attach the top of our platform and our mushroom caps. So from here, this is what my base looks like. So I got my wheels down this end with my 2 uprights. So you can see that this one was my A pipe, the smaller one at the top. And this was my B pipe, which has a bigger top section and smaller section compared to this side. So then they come together, they meet in the middle where we've put our 2 C pipes. So you can see that there is a gap between here, because if we went the other way, we would not be able to get them on. And then we come around, and then this is where they joined on the other section. So we've got our base on the floor. We're going to come and bring our yellow top of our platform up on top, and then we're going to bring in our mushroom caps as well. So we're going to come nice and gently, try to line up the holes the best we can. Now these might not line up perfectly the first time, but all of the uprights do have a bit of give so that we can line them up nicely with all of our holes in our platform. So once we've done that, we're then going to bring all of our mushroom caps back in. Now that our thin layer of silicone should have dried a little bit on those. So that's going to give us a little bit of a buffer. Now we're going to add another thin layer of silicone to these. So these ones just on top of the current layer, nice and thin. And from there, we're going to gently start screwing them into each corner. Don't go them the whole way down just yet, until we get all of our pipes lined up, as we may need to shift where the platform's lining up. So just go down until we have a little gap, as long as the thread locked in. So when we put the silicone on this time, there's no need to spread it around, because once we get it tighter on the platform, it'll spread out for us. Then we just need to give it a wipe with a rag. Once we know that all 6 of them screw in nicely, it's then time to bring in something that can do them up nice and tight without over tightening these. So these ones, we don't want to be trying to force them in on the last part, we just want to come in a nice gentle screw. One hand should normally do it. Give it a tighten. And if you have any excess silicone that comes out the side, you then just need to grab a rag or something and just wipe it up nice and close to the mushroom cap. There you have it. Now your platform's nice and set up. Once that silicone on the top dries, the platform will be good to use later on. So make sure that we always grab the platform from the end that's away from the wheels, so that as we pick it up, we use the wheels to slide the platform along instead of just the PVC, which will grind it down eventually.